Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of urbanpitch.com. As always, we got the co-executive directors of Vibes in the house, Julio Monterosa and Bridget Flores. What's going on, y'all?
We out here.
You got our names right this time. We had to this take two because you messed up on our last names the first time.
I'm sure it'll get put back in post.
I
just wanted to make sure.
There's no way that's going unseen. But
he's nervous today.
I know. I'm extra nervous today because we have a very special guest joining us via Zoom. We have the current Gotham FC Chief of Staff, Darian Jenkins, ex-pro player. She's got a veteran pedigree, and she's now newly in the front office of Gotham FC. Darian, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, our resumes all are going to you right now. So any position, we're willing to work. We're hard workers. Whatever you want to do, we're all moving the pot out there. So the resumes are in the email. Just make sure you read through it, all right, please?
I got you.
So Chief of Staff, that's like a pretty general term. Like, I mean, when I think of Chief of Staff, I'm thinking of someone like in a political campaign that's like running things,
right?
Like executing these like board meetings and making stuff, pulling some strings behind the scenes. I don't know if that's exactly what you're doing, but so can you just kind of clarify what the Chief of Staff role implies with Gotham?
Yeah, no, when I first heard it, I was like, House of Cards? I feel like I've only
Right.
heard this on a series or beef or something, like completely satirical. So got offered the Chief of Staff role when I honestly didn't think I was going to get a job this soon. I was like, I'll take 6 months off after I play and like really relax. Boom, it was like a month after I retired. But essentially, I'll use my experience with my years of playing in the US and abroad and working with the NWSL PA a lot and partnerships that entailed and a lot of the like programming that we put out. I think I kind of said yes to everything that was offered through the PA and like really took advantage of those opportunities of networking and working on partnerships. And so I'm using those skills I developed and those connections to help Gotham develop partnerships and just have that experience as a player that's kind of been through the best teams and the absolute worst teams and really try to elevate this space and make this, I mean, we're in New Jersey, New York, like make this the best market and team to come to in the NWSL.
Yeah, and I think with the rebrand recently with Gotham, I think that's kind of helped things and it start into a new direction. And you coming in now, what are like the big objectives that you're working towards? I know it might be early on, but what is it like? What's like on the priority list for you right now?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, where I'm most passionate is making sure our players feel equally compensated, feel comfortable. They have the facilities, the environment to actually be professionals. I've had so many experiences where I'm worried about, do we have a field to train on? Are we getting kicked out of the space? Can we not shower at the facilities today? And these, like, if you're an athlete, these aren't things you should be worried about. You should just be focusing on playing. So making Gotham have those standards, first and foremost for the players, and then being the club that's leading the way in having really good partnerships, giving back to the community. And you can see with this rebuild, our entire executive team is women. It's so badass. It's just all of these women from everywhere from MLS, NWSL, kind of bringing all of our experience together and really revamping the infrastructure of Gotham, which I think has always plagued this club, sadly. It's one of the oldest clubs in the league. So really resetting that and just making this, like I said, the most desirable club to be at, whether you're in the front office or if you're a player.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player reports for this year's pro basketball playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. Basketball, MLB, NHL hockey, right to UFC and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games you can play right from your home. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get into the action. Be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. I love to hear that it's all women running things. Obviously,
Right?
as a female, we out here doing things. I just have to point that out. But I'm also curious, like, what has that been like for you, the dynamic working with an all women's team, and you all are the ones that are putting in the effort to move this team forward. What has that been like for you?
I mean, it's been really cool. We did a roundtable at 35 Ventures a couple weeks ago, and I'd been asked a similar question. And it's fun, the parallel it's made from my pro career, like obviously playing with women, and like really powerful, impactful women from like different walks of life. So coming from that into the business side, where it's really intimidating. Like, I don't have a business degree. I'm not savvy in this. I can just really talk a lot of shit and it works out for me a lot of the time. Honestly.
Same.
And I just,
Same.
Yeah, I just played soccer. Yeah, like it's really worked out. Like, I'm good at networking and it's worked out for me. But yeah, it's been fun to make that parallel where I'm on a team full of women that are really trying to affect change and have the power to do so. Like, we're all women in positions of power that can make these big time decisions, which is the first that I've been a part of, especially being a player, especially in the NWSL, where not just until recently you could be traded, that you find out on Twitter. So it's pretty cool to be in this position where I have a say and my opinion is like truly valued, and carries a lot of weight into decisions that are made moving forward.
I love that. Let me know if y'all are hiring so I can pull up.
She's always done
I will.
every single interview that we've done, she's been trying to get another job. Like, it's
Well, we
crazy.
have
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
I'm sick of these two.
We're nice people.
I don't understand what it is.
We
like,
value her ideas. She does what she wants. Like,
we gave her her own segment on the show.
She has her own
you know?
segment,
Like,
We're still working on that.
But so following, so when you retired, when you realized that the playing career is over, did you feel like there was like a pathway laid out for you? I know like it happened sooner than you thought it would, getting into like the front office side of things. But did you feel like there was like at least some kind of guidance, or were you out there on your own? Because I know some teams are kind of starting to help with that post career transition.
Yeah. So short answer, no, there was not anything set up. NWSL is like, oh, you're retiring this date. Okay, at the end of the month, all of your benefits are gone. Your pay's done. Like, you're done. Which I had no idea. I was just like, oh, let me just tell them. And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's nothing more coming in. So that was nerve-wracking, but I'm fortunate where, like I said, I've taken advantage of the opportunities that came through the NWSL and the PA and networked. I did a lot with Nationwide and their sports marketing team, and actually became close with their CMO. And they set up this player experience at their headquarters in Columbus for 2 weeks. And that kind of pushed me to feel more comfortable to announce that I'm going to retire. I'd been thinking about it for a long time. But yeah, there's really nothing that's set up in our CBA or within the league to help players transition. And I know other leagues like Australia has the PFA, and they put money aside for players to have when they retire. They give them internship experience. So that's actually something I really want to work on with Gotham, and then as a whole with the league, is creating some sort of, path to retirement, which I don't know, that's a very corny name, not that I want to call it that, but something that just helps players transition, because it's scary, especially when we don't have time to get like a real full-time business job to get experience. If anything, we just have like side hustles like coaching and whatnot that you do, but it's nothing that you like that tangible that you put on a resume that's like, oh, we should really consider them for this high paying position, even though they have no business experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, short answer, no, but I'm glad it worked out for me, but I hope to be the one that creates that.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, you will be. In the process of like knowing you were about to retire, did you have certain things in mind that you were like, okay, I might take some time off, but these are some things that I want to go into? Were there anything And was what you're doing now like one of those things you had in mind?
Chief of staff was not at all.
That's number one on the priority list.
Yeah, didn't even know what it meant until I was like Googled it after I got offered. No, I knew for a while playing in the league, I was like, oh my God, like working in the front office cannot be that hard. Like I'm gonna go work in the front office. I want to be a president of a club one day. However, whatever it takes for me to get there, I'll figure it out. But like, come on. So that was kind of my mindset going into retirement, is like, I'll for sure be able to work with the club in some capacity or with the PA, and then just build my resume, make my moves in that way. And that was kind of my plan. It was very, very vague, very broad. I was just networking from the nationwide thing and asking for meetings and connections, and wound up here like within 2 weeks of doing that. So yeah, definitely wasn't chief of staff, but something to get business experience on the soccer, on the executive side of, club and the NWSL.
All right, so back just like to the athletics part about retirement. When did you know? Because I know for athletes, especially athletes that play at the highest level, it's always hard to know that you have to let it go when you still have it. How hard was that decision to say I'm retiring and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. So I had an injury in college. I broke my leg. I broke both the bones in my leg. I had a compound fracture. And when that happens, your bone comes out of your leg, your cartilage dies really quickly. So I knew I only had like kind of a finite amount of time in my playing career. And like, I'm fortunate to even have come back and played professionally, to be honest. So I knew around like 27, 28 is probably when I wanted to give my body rest. And this last year I had some injuries, like my ankle was starting to like kind of ache while I was playing, and like a lot more than I was comfortable with. And then because I was compensating so much, I started to get this bad knee injury. And I think with that, I was like, during the off season, if I can't get this to feel better, I think this is like my sign. And then I filmed this thing. I don't know if you guys saw. It's called The Off Season, with a bunch of the players in the league. Yeah. So super fun. I got invited to do that, but while I was there, we were doing a lot of training. I just re-injured my knee, and like as soon as I did it, I was like, I think after this, I think I need to take a couple months and just really sit on it and be sure of my decision. And yeah, I was tired of my body feeling the way it was, and I don't ever want to be 30 something and limping when I'm walking in the morning, you know what I mean? So that kind of, I mean, it sucks, but it made it a little easier for me that, I don't know, it was on my own terms, and it's not like I was being pushed out, because I do think I was in my prime of playing, like mentally too, which is frustrating, but also I can make peace with it. I think I had a cool journey and kind of accomplished everything I wanted to playing. So in all, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, coming from a guy that wakes up, he limps a lot. When I wake up, yeah, you did the right thing.
Your body can only take so much.
But yeah, that's not from playing professionally though.
Yeah. He's just on. Like, he's in a whole other world for benders.
Coming home pretty late off a
like
bender.
Once he starts drinking one day, he'll go for like weeks.
He'll disappear weeks on end. You don't know where he is. He
does his own bar hopping by himself.
Networking.
Yeah, hey, that's what he says. He says
we'll call it networking.
Sure.
But so talking about your playing career, let's get into that a little bit. So you start UCLA, win a national championship, do all that. What was the college experience like for you, and what made you choose UCLA?
So my college experience, it was amazing. I was so naive. Like my family, I was raised by a single mom. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I just did soccer for fun. I didn't know I could even like go to college for playing soccer until I started getting called in like national team camps and like getting offers from coaches, and me and my mom were like, I don't know if this is real or like whatever. And I chose UCLA because I was like, fun, I'm by Hollywood and the beach is there. The weather's nice. The coaches are nice. I guess I'll go here. Like that really was all that went into it. I didn't think anything through. I was just kind of enjoying the moment. But yeah, my college experience at UCLA was amazing. grew up a lot, as everyone does playing. But I mean, I'm fortunate because if you look at my freshman year, it's basically an NWSL team. Like
Yeah.
all of the players that were on that team my freshman and sophomore year, it's crazy. So I had a lot of people to look up to and want to model my playing career after, and seeing their journeys. Like half of them were on the national team at the time, or just getting their starts with the national team, getting drafted high. Yeah, and then watching them play in the NWSL, I was like, okay, this is something I could actually make a career out of, or something I could really aspire to do. And so, yeah, my experience was great. I'm fortunate I went to that school and met all of those amazing players and friends that I still have today. And it's fun playing for or working with Gotham too, because now when teams come, like I saw my friend that I played with in Bordeaux, France, that was here the other night, and I was like, oh my god, like soccer's just given me the most amazing friends that I could have never imagined from all over the world. It's pretty cool.
Very true. What was so what was your experience like living in LA? How did you did you enjoy it? What was that like?
Well, I was house poor, so that sucked. But like my whole stipend went to rent and like a 2-bedroom with 5 girls and 1 bathroom. It's crazy.
Sounds like LA.
Yeah, and just parking ticket every other day.
Oh
Yeah. No, but it was fun. Like I love living in a big city, and you always just have something going on, and it's quite inexpensive to find an event to go to, or just be at the beach, or I don't know. But there's just a plethora of things to do there. So I really loved it. It's nice to be in nice weather. I hate the cold. I hated growing up in Utah with the snow, so I was happy to get out and not have to deal with that. And yeah, all around great experience. I love LA.
Getting late night cookies at DD's right next to Habib's, doing all that great stuff.
Yeah.
Waiting an hour in line for just basic cookies with ice cream.
I know, right?
Man.
Something you can make at home. It's the experience. It's the experience.
How was the 405 back then?
Yeah, the 405 is.
How was the 405?
Oh, it was terrible. I was seeing a guy too that went to school at Dominguez Hills, like the school from Bring It On.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
go
a
Toros.
drive.
Yeah,
Go Toros.
that's where the Galaxy.
The Galaxy's
all
home.
the Galaxy
Yeah.
stuff is over there.
Yeah, Young Love making that drive all the time.
That's a crazy drive.
Wow, you were
Crazy
committed.
drive.
And it's the 405 the whole way.
the
too.
405 all the way
You
from
just
the-
stay on the
The whole
405.
way.
Yeah.
From Westwood to like the
And you
South
just-
Bay.
Yeah.
You must have been in love. Good love. Young Love is beautiful. You do a lot.
The things you do
crazy
for
things.
love.
Things
Young,
love.
Dumb, and broke. Yeah.
There you go. Like,
But
baby,
you were
can I get
gonna
20 for
make
gas?
it
So are you a New York or LA person between the two cities now that having experience in both?
Ooh,
Everybody's
ooh.
asked me that. My gosh.
Say the truth, LA.
So-
We get it.
Yeah, no. I'm direct. So I definitely prefer living in LA. I prefer the weather. You're by the beach. There's much more to do, outdoorsy stuff to do. I appreciate the people in New York more.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's a little bit more real. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Like,
Yeah.
Bridget, just knowing Bridget alone, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Just
I'm,
know- yeah, no-
I'm one of the best
And
LA people.
What's
you
fun
know.
about New York too is like everyone's walking everywhere. So it's crazy how many people you just run into like randomly on the street, all kind of hustling to get somewhere or just go chill at a park or a bar. Like I really like the social scene here because everything's pretty convenient to get to.
That is true. I went to visit New York, I think like 2018. I really enjoyed it. And we were walking everywhere, taking the subway everywhere. It was really dope.
Yeah, it's lax. If you guys are ever here, let me know.
Oh,
About
for
to pull
sure.
up.
Yeah. We'll get
planning the trip now.
Insider score. Yeah. Now
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna.
should come. You
At
should
East
come to a
Coast.
game. You should come to a game, and then we could have like a fun day in New York.
A night out.
Yo, let's
okay,
make- oh my-
let's
yeah,
do
that's-
it.
And
Wait,
a night out.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
all
let me look at the flights right now.
He's like, let me check my calendar. We're
Don't
actually
play with me.
free.
He was
I'm the wrong
quick.
one.
He was quick to pull that calendar out.
You see what I'm saying? You
Let me
get
look at
him
the games
started,
right
he
now.
won't
Yo,
stop.
no, that's for sure on the list. We'll connect after this. Maybe make that happen. But yeah, for sure.
Send our
No,
availability.
that would be fun. There's a lot of great things to do out there. Somewhere I've been wanting to go, Brooklyn Brewery, just because during like pandemic, their beer was so hyped, and I wanted to go so badly. Now I still have that feeling that I want to go.
No,
Just have a beer there.
The pizza. When I tried New York pizza for the first time, I loved it. I'm a big pizza fan, so when I was out there, I was super excited. Yeah, I was super excited to try the pizza out there.
See, everyone rags on me because I'm not a big pizza person at all. At all.
Dang.
I mean, what's there to like about pizza?
Yeah.
What isn't there to like?
I was just joking.
Cheese, bread, and pepperoni. Like.
I know. No, that's one thing I miss about LA though is Mexican food. I miss it so much. It's so much better. I haven't found a good place here.
Yeah, it's out here. We have all of the good authentic.
They got Chipotle.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
That
no
is
tacos?
not even. That's like not even a top 5 basic fast food.
Well, that's Mexican. That's Mexican.
Don't disrespect the Mexican culture like that.
Last year, where I work at, they just had a tray for Cinco de Mayo. It was.
Oh my God.
It's a good thing you don't work there anymore.
Yeah. But I don't know how we got onto this tangent. But back to your playing days. So. You play professionally. You have stops, multiple places: Seattle, Orlando. You played in Australia, in France. What was the most noticeable differences between playing in each country, between the U.S., France, and Australia?
Okay, where to start? Also, U.S. So the game's just different. Everybody. I mean, we have college, and so. We're in the weight room. You're taught about like sprinting, diet, like it's all like kind of hand fed to you when you go to college, like especially UCLA. Like you're just bred to be like a top tier athlete. You have every single resource right in front of your face. So I think I relied a lot, and also the way I grew up, like I didn't have private training or anything. I just played soccer for fun, and it was what I liked to do, and to blow off steam and be around my friends. So I don't think I was ever too technical, not until when I was recovering from my leg, breaking my leg, and I finally hired like a trainer to work with and do a lot of technical work. I think that helped me become more technical, but I still relied on my speed and physical ability more than anything. Going to Australia, I think it gave me a lot of confidence because I think I still relied on that, but doing that much work in the off season improved my technical ability, which I don't think they're to the level of the NWSL. I think that they're going to get there. But I think it's just going to take some time. So, and then France was really humbling because they work smarter, not harder. So like the first thing I noticed when I was there is like playing on the wing. Instead of a defender like in the NWSL would be all up in your face if the ball was coming to you. You would have like 2 feet to make a decision, or just kick it by them and run and go get the ball. In France, they give you like 10 yards to make the decision. And so I remember like we were doing this drill with my coach, and we had a Spanish coach too who was like on us. And I remember the player, her name is Andrea, who's defending me, and she gave me so much space that like I had a brave part and like literally just dribbled into her, and she took the ball and like countered, and they scored, I think. So I think it made me a lot, I don't know, they're just much more tactically smart and slower on the ball, whereas NWSL, there's so many transitions and it's a lot of just like high speed running the entire game. So that humbled me a lot, and I think helped my career with appreciating the ball much more and slowing down. And so I had a lot of confidence when I came back from playing in France. Actually, I think it helped my game a lot in the long run.
That's dope. Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, I mean, moving into where you're at now, the experiences you've had on the field, the different places that you've been able to play, and now being in the front office, looking back in your time, like, what do you think, what have you noticed has changed within the game, like especially the women's soccer game?
Like on the field or just in general?
Just like an evolution of maybe not necessarily the field, but like how you've seen women's soccer evolve in general. Just like what differences maybe that didn't exist when you were playing, that exists now, that you're like in the forefront of because of the position you have now?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the pay. My rookie year, I think I made like 18,000, and that was like a big contract for a rookie.
Wow.
Yeah, and you only got housing for like 7 months. I had to figure out, I had to like move my whole life back home, and then get a second job. It's wild. It's wild to think about the
Wow.
conditions. And I was like, I love playing. Like, I'm a pro athlete. And now I would never do that. That's crazy. But I mean, the evolution of like the PA and having a CBA and players threatening a strike if the conditions weren't better and there was an agreement for things to be better from the league. The NWSL being in the forefront of figuring out how to play during the start of COVID with the Challenge Cup. There's just been a huge evolution, and I think the biggest thing is the rights for the players, specifically in this league. A lot of what was going on being exposed and forcing the league to do better and be better for the players and hire people that are qualified and actually want to do good in the league. Because I always think like, wow, imagine if players just got to focus on being players and not worried about so many other things that are beyond our control going on, how much better things would be and how much better the league could be. But yeah, I don't know. It's amazing when you think about the resiliency of the players in this league, how far it's come, even what I was just saying about my rookie year to now. And also the branding, like players taking control of their own branding, I think is so amazing. Like I was telling one of my friends here, Mandy Freeman, like her fits every week. I'm like, I love that that's your brand. Like, that's so sick. That is never something that we thought a couple years ago would have been a thing. And I would like, these opportunities can make you money and get you partnerships and get you deals and sponsors. And yeah, I mean, the game has grown a lot. So it's fun to see the evolution of it and just the players getting a lot better, getting exactly what they deserve. And it's still becoming bigger and bigger and getting more investment from people that genuinely want women's soccer to be better, not just for like here's my name attached to a women's soccer club.
Yeah, like intentional investment to like actually make it better for everyone.
Yeah, and just like actually like enjoying the game and caring about the players and wanting to elevate the game. And I still think we have a lot of work to go on that front, but it's exciting to see, like when you see Angel City and everything that they're doing to really invest in their team. Like I'm so jealous of all the things they have going on, but happy for them that those players are thriving and have all these opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely been interesting to see. You know, like with Gotham, the rebrand. You said, you know, the all like a female-driven front office. Yael Everbuch was actually one of our first podcast guests, like years and years ago.
No way.
Yeah. When she was out here in LA, we had her on. Before she was, I think she might have just been. I think she was still playing. Actually, she might have been with Kansas City at the time. But yeah, that was like funny. years back. But and nice, as you said, like Angel City and the like all the kind of turmoil that the league went through in terms of, you know, stories that people may have known about for years finally coming out to the public. And now that you're kind of part of one of the teams trying to do change, what are some goals that you want to see set for the league moving forward? I know like it's not all up to you, but what are like some of those objectives?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a big question. I mean, there needs to be more compensation for the players. Like my mind always goes to the players first. Needs to be more compensation for the players, better facilities for every team in the league. And then I think more investment. I think Angel City is a really good example of how a team can thrive and really bring in a ton of money if there's proper investment into the clubs in the league. And something I've been thinking about too, why don't we have like, we should be having a summer tour or a tour with European clubs and be playing Chelsea, Bayern,
Yeah.
Wolfsburg, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Like there should be something like that where we're blending the all of these different leagues. Yeah, that's just something I actually was thinking about today. I was like, I should pitch that.
No worries. We'll be down to be the official podcast. Let's do it.
Tour
Let's do
with
it.
you.
This could be a deal.
This could be a deal right here.
We're hanging on to those coattails. You know?
I'll bring you along.
Yeah. There you go. I'm just kidding.
No, now I'm just like saying whatever comes to my mind. But there's just a lot. This league still has so much more room to grow, and I'm excited. Utah's coming in. Bay Area is going to be dope. I cannot wait for that. And then really just expanding this league more and more to get, I don't know, there's just so much work to be done where I think so many European players would come and play in this league if they trusted it, and that trust isn't there yet. Even from the players to the NWSL, I think that there needs to be a bridge there that's still not fully built. So there's just a lot of like grassroots work that still needs to be done, but I think ultimately this could be the most desirable league in the world, and we just need to keep expanding and get proper investment to get there.
And talking about the European players versus the American player, there's a lot of like not really debate, but like discussion over NWSL versus like the WSL. Or the French league with Lyon just being a complete dominant force that they are. But having played both in Europe and the US, I know you mentioned like some of the technical capabilities of European players, but like what is there like a huge like gap in like terms of talent or maybe like just a playing style between American and European players?
Definitely different playing style. Like I said, I think they respect tactically and technically a little bit more. The game's a little bit slower, like a bit more poetic. I don't hate using that word, but it's true.
Snaps.
Who am I? Why did I say that? But yeah, no, it's like
in the front office. You're in the front office for a couple months. All of a sudden, you're getting metaphorical.
Who am I selling here? What? But no, it's much more technical. It's a lot slower, and that comes from that being those kind of like European sport. Like our major sports are football, baseball, like real American sports, and so I think we have a lot of catch up to do. Whereas they're some of my teammates in France were like playing in boys' academies since they were 7 years old. And the most technical people I've ever played with, some of them, like one of my teammates, Claire Lavage, she actually played for Kansas City. She's recovering from an ACL, but probably one of the most technical players I've ever played with. She's insane. But it's just, that's how they grow up. And we go to college, they start playing professionally at 16, 17. So just completely different. From youth to pro, that pathway, which now we're closing the gap on that a little bit more. A lot of players are skipping college and signing directly pro, but yeah, it's just different. A lot of my teammates in France were really hesitant to come to the US because they're like, oh, it's so transitional. You can be cut at any time, you can be traded at any time, which that's changed a little bit now. At least there's like windows you can get cut in. So you'll have a heads up. But there, I don't know. I was shocked I think my first week, because I came pretty late to season. Like we sat down as a team and negotiated bonuses against the president, like as a team. So like we tie PSG, everybody here gets a $2,000 bonus. Oh, we beat Lyon, everyone here gets like a $4,000 bonus. Qualify for Champions League, like you actually sit and negotiate your rights and like the dollars for every single person on the team. So it's a lot of differences, but each has their perks and each has their things we wish could get better.
Mentioning some of like the player development now, specifically speaking, like Alyssa Thompson, watching her like her first few games with Angels, I was so surprised because I knew the talent was there. Like you've seen her like her international, like with the youth national team highlight reel. But you never knew how, like, at least I didn't know, like, how it would translate to, like, the professional side of things.
Yeah.
And then, like, just seeing her being able to thrive, like, really, like, almost seamlessly. Like, she's, like, there's no question of her being on the field. It's not like, you know, something where they're just putting her out there. Like, she belongs on the field, and it's crazy
I agree.
to see how fast, you know, that transition was made.
Yeah, I agree.
It also goes back to like what you were saying. I think if I'm not mistaken, Alyssa Thompson had a lot of experience and grew up playing with majority like boy teams and like co-ed teams, and I think that does make a difference to the tactics and the mind of a female soccer athlete. And it just showed like the first 2 games that she started with Angel City, she dominated and she showed who she was.
Yeah, she's scary to play against, how fast she is. My big thing is I was like, she's super technical, but I was like, dang, I wonder how she's going to do physically against people.
Right.
That was like my big thing, because like I can't imagine being that young. I mean, I was like this big, I would have been thrown off. But like, she's strong. She holds her own, and she's able to weave past people. She uses her body well. Yeah, she's a different caliber. It's been fun to see, and her kind of prove all the naysayers really wrong.
My thing is, I'm a big fan of her first touch. Like, it shows like how great she is. Like, the minute the ball doesn't like pop up, she spins with the ball. She's just so great. Her first touch is so legit, and it shows like she's better than most of her teammates, and they're older than her. No, just to be honest.
No, I agree. She holds the ball up really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, for her size, how young she is, like she really does.
Yeah. Who are some of the players that you played against that like really surprised you with, you know, their technical ability, their strength? Like, who are some of the?
Dabinia.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Dabinia for sure. No, she's great. That was me coming back from, I had a 1.5 year recovery. So like getting into training and being around her and watching just like her balance on the ball, and she's doing like flicks and tricks and like half messing around, but it works out. And you're like, how the hell did you even do that? She's definitely one of the players that I'm like, was so impressive. I'm about to name all the Brazilians. Marta too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Marta too. I mean, I looked up to her for such a long time. So, I mean, I've seen her play since I was little. I was fortunate enough to end my career playing with her, or being on the same team with her. Sadly, she's injured, but she's somebody that watching her play and even just like joke around on the ball, it was like completely different caliber, like born with the ball at her foot. So comfortable on a ball. Like, even when I remember, I think we did a recovery session together when she started first running on the field after coming back from her injury. And she just stood on top of a ball with both feet and was just balancing. Like, mind you, she's not allowed to touch a ball. And I remember our PT was like, Marta, get off the ball. She was like, what? Like, it was nothing.
Some light work.
Yeah, just different breed of a footballer.
In the position that you hold now, like in front office, I'm curious to know, like, what do you have a relationship with the players for Gotham?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. So there's a lot of players I grew up playing with. Like Midge, I've known since we were 13, I think.
Wow.
Just like going to national team camps together. I played at college with T. Smith. We've been good friends for a long time. Ify is like one of my sisters. Yeah, there's a lot of players. So yeah, that's like my social group, but I keep it very separate.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything that's going on really on like the soccer operation side, but it is funny because I don't think people on this side like know that I'm like very still in the soccer world. Like, these are all my friends. I've played on a bunch of different teams, so we've all crossed paths in some way. But yeah, that part's been fun. It's been really different but fun. Now I just get to be fans.
Right. Do you see that as like do you think that front office should have some sort of relationship with the players? Or because I know for you it's like it's a unique situation because you grew up playing with a few of them, you grew up knowing them, but what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I guess on teams I've played on, I've always had a good relationship with people in the front office and make a point to be friendly. So I think it is nice to have like some relevance with the players, but obviously there's things that need to be very separate. If I were a player, I wouldn't want to know what's going on the business side. I'm just there to play. Like, that's all I want to focus on. I don't care.
Right.
But I do think it is nice to at least know what's going on. And honestly, a big thing I was thinking about too is it would be nice if clubs did not internships, but like work experience, maybe in the off season with front office, just to see how things are run, what's going on, kind of dip your toes in on the business side and just like educate yourself.
Right.
And then who knows what would happen? Like, why wouldn't you want to hire NWSL players to work in your front office and
exactly
elevate your clubs? So
yeah,
something I've also been thinking about. But yeah, I think it'd be good if clubs had a better relationship, bridging that gap with players, front office, soccer ops, and keeping everybody connected. So it's not just like a game day sort of operation.
Yeah.
Do you still pop up in practice? I'm like, all right, let me show you how it's done. I still got this. Don't play with me.
Start nutmegging everybody.
Nutmeg everybody, yeah.
No, not yet. I mean, no, I'm not at trainings. Honestly, it's been like a little weird. Like, I don't want to go to trainings yet. I think it's a little too close to
too soon.
So yeah, a little too close to my heart still, that I'm like, I wish I could still be playing, but I know it's not. I know like my body's just done, but like my heart's definitely still, like, if I could be playing and I knew it was okay for me, I would definitely still be playing. So I think maybe I'll get to that point in the next couple of months, but not now. But I am getting recruited a lot to play on people's like five-a-side, and I know there's a bunch of fields here.
Yeah, you'll be my first pick if you was here.
Are you still playing? Do you still play like recreationally?
No, I haven't in a minute. I've just been trying to like really get my body feeling 100%. Like, I just came from yoga. I like ran back from the yoga class. I was running late actually. But just doing stuff to like really make my body feel 100%. And then I think at some point I'll get back into kick around. We actually have a kick around. Got like the front office has one every like Wednesday or something.
Nice. About to go show
coaches,
skills.
everybody.
You don't want to make him look bad just yet, huh?
Yeah, so like get completely healthy. I'm trying to start a co-ed team. If you're ever on this side, we might need another player.
I'll hit you up.
Let me know. We got you.
Because we're not gonna come back once we go to New York, right?
No, we're not coming
we're
back.
staying out there. So like, we got to start making connections.
We can start a co-ed
right
team right here. Look,
All
we
right,
have 4.
Ramsey's a good goalie.
Ramsey's a goalie. We could play up top. Hula could play defense.
There we go.
There we go. We got it.
We got a team. Now we just need a name.
Yeah. Rising Stars.
The Rising Star. No.
We did. So a couple weeks ago, we did like a draft of like a five-a-side team of all the guests that we had on the show. So for the next draft, you'll be in the pool.
You could come with me.
But so we all drafted and went through our teams, and then we had to come up with team names. And then Bridget's team name, she dug into her AYSO bag. She said her team would be the Rising Stars FC.
Oh, I love that.
You see? Thank you. They're over here hating.
So we had to. I mean, we clowned her on it for a little bit, just because it sounded, like I could picture like the team
orange
banner.
peels, Capri Sun.
Yeah.
I will treat my team good.
Orange peels at the end of a game.
Exactly.
They knew what they were doing with the like that. Like that was top tier, top level stuff.
We're looking at them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or some orange slices and Capri Suns.
Yeah,
the best.
That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Or they get lime and tequila, but that's just me.
Somebody take this man out.
Yes, thank you.
We gotta retire him early.
He's got an itch to go out right now.
It's Thirsty Thursday.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you too long. We're gonna wrap things up here really quick, but
wow, that went by fast.
I know. Yeah, it's already we're getting on 50 minutes almost. So, but before we got a couple things. One, you were known for like when you were playing the pregame like fashion runway outfits that you guys you would do. Our guys Wavy Footy, they're always featuring you guys in or you specifically in their fits of the week posts that they do. But so, what are your thoughts on how like you mentioned it earlier, how the branding of players have gone, and who are some of the best dressed players in the league? I know Mandy Freeman has to be on that list, but
Mandy Freeman's number one.
Yeah.
Because The thing I love about Mandy too is she's not like, you know, when people just wear designer and like it's cool because it's you're dripped
Right.
out in Prada.
Right.
They're wearing
Mandy- Yeah, they're like fashion and style.
It's wearing them. It's wearing them.
Yes, Mandy has style. She makes anything stylish. I know she does a lot of thrifting. She puts like her last outfit. I saw her. I was like, "What was the theme of this?" She's like Skittles. Super colorful.
That.
Yeah, love it. She's just like her personality really comes through in it. So Mandy, who else? I gotta think. Honestly, I haven't looked in a minute. I don't know. Definitely Mandy. I love Efi style. Let me say non-Gotham people.
Because Gotham, you guys do the whole tunnel photo shoot. And everything too.
I think Gotham started the whole
The blue
the
carpet.
check thing.
Yeah.
I think they did. Who else? I know some Danny Weatherholt from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has really good style, and it's very much like her style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave that with top three. That let me not just sit and like think of a bunch of other people.
Right.
Top three's good.
And then finally, so when you do, so let's say you're starting your team, your club owner of a new franchise starting tomorrow. Who's the first player you're going to sign?
Who's the first player I'm signing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Myself. There we go, guys.
I'm gonna say Sam Kerr.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great choice. So she's
Because she's
that's
a player you build a team around.
Right.
You're gonna need some significant investment, though.
I know. I was like, if
that
we
contract,
can afford her.
yeah, that contract, that Chelsea.
I think your current position is going to help you figure out the investment
Yeah.
part by the time you get to that point. So.
I really need a network here in New York. To get find some people.
I'll let you have the Rising Stars name for your team too. So we can connect.
I'll take it. I was trying to think of my AYSO team. I think we were like Green Lightning or Purple Lightning or something like that.
Sounds about
Our
right.
name was bad. It was like South Central Problem.
You're still a problem.
South Central Problem.
I like that. Honestly.
That's kind of fire. That's a fire.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty
Kids from
threatening.
South Central going to Palisades, putting a whipping on them. Bad. Good times. No, but last question though. All right, so next year when you guys do the jersey reveal under the bridge, can I model?
Absolutely.
We'll be out there by
He's
then.
thinking in the future.
Send us your portfolio.
I'm right here.
Yeah, we'll get him some pro
like, it's
headshots.
all
So
this.
we'll take him to the mall. We'll get him some glamour shots.
Drip him out.
Drip, yeah.
Let's
take the
do it. I got
pictures.
you.
Some airbrush T-shirts. And all
I need an airbrush T-shirt with the belt with the belt that has a little name going across.
Yeah,
Be great.
Me and you, Julio, we're gonna take couples photos.
Oh my God.
Yeah, send me your portfolios. I'll get it to the right
Okay,
people.
for sure.
I'll send you my MySpace pics. They're still good.
Your photo bucket.
But Darian, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's late on the East Coast over there, so we're very thankful for you sharing your time with us. But for Julio Matarosa, Bridget Flores, and Darian Jenkins, I'm Ramsey Abushala. This has been the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.